may not know me, of that I'm sure. Something else I'm sure about is Catti and Jockington in Deltarune are going to be important to the plot. After all, they both have unique talk sounds and unique dialogue portraits. But we don't have much information on either of them, ever. So today I'll be recapping what we know for sure about Catti and Jockington, cover the popular-ish Jockington goner theory, and discuss what this could mean for the future of Deltarune. We know that Catti and Jockington are childhood best friends, becoming such during a gym class where Catty used Jockington as a hula hoop. Since then, they were inseparable, even being partners on every project since that day, according to Jockington. We also know that Catty and Chris have a past together relating to the occult, with Chris trying to learn magic from her, and Catty summoning a demon, according to Catty. Not Catty, Catty, it's weird. We know Jockington is a very popular guy, that he really likes sports, and that he always wears black sunglasses. We also know that he's a member of the cross-country team along with Noelle, and that he has a unique speech/typing quirk. That may seem like a good amount, but compared to how much we know about Susie, Noelle, or Chris, it seems like almost nothing. Hell, even Birdly has a traumatic backstory with both early and late-game plot relevance. Birdly! He's probably the most comparable character to Catti and Jockington as well, which is why I'm drawing him in this video instead of them. Being the only other class member with unique dialogue portraits and unique talk sounds. And like how Birdly didn't get his true debut until Chapter 2, I don't think Catty or Jockington will get their true debut until Chapter 5. That's right, we're now entering theorizing mode, first covering the Jockington goner theory. The first iteration of this theory that I could find is a video linked in the description by Ragenade. Ragenade? Rage? Whatever. If you want a more in-depth explanation of this theory than I could provide, watch the video. Otherwise, stick with my quick summary. NPC Normal, the weird blue bird monster in Deltarune— no, not that one. That one. Yes, them. They are the only Undertale goner to not have an in-universe living visual counterpart as far as I know, other than Mystery Man or Gaster himself. Their counterpart instead exists in Deltarune as a weirdly shaped bird simply named NPC_normal. This NPC has been recently undergoing certain quirks. First, they block you from accessing top-floor books in the library during Chapter 1, while talking about how good the upstairs books are. They do similarly weird things like this, but it escalates in Chapter 4. He has lost most of his speech coherence and is standing on the Onion Sand waiting spot, telling you not to wait, especially the not. The weird part happens when you keep talking to him where he says, "Wait, don't. WD. WD Gaster," who is directly linked with the Gaster followers, which NPC Normal is in Undertale. This theory states that NPC Normal is slowly becoming a goner, exhibiting routine symptoms of gonification for us to apply to other characters. The theory applies this concept to Jockington, recognizing his deteriorating speech in Chapter 4 as well as him foreshadowing how to defeat Titans, and attributing this to Gaster fuckery and him becoming a goner. Other evidence is these sprays used in a dark room during Chapter 4, with monotone design shaped like a snake. Hopefully that was a good enough summary, but you should get the basic concept. Jockington is likely becoming a goner. Now, if your best friends since childhood started losing unique parts of themselves and speaking about concepts beyond your comprehension, culminating in them losing their color and speech quirks entirely, you wouldn't be very happy. You may be determined to bring them back, determined enough to course your will into your blade before stabbing it against the earth, creating a dark fountain. But that'd be crazy, right? It's not like a certain NPC sent a precedent for characters being brought back to life based on the memory of a loved one in a dark fountain, right? A lot of Carol Knight speculation uses Gerson's revivification as precedent and motivation for Carol creating dark fountains, where she's making them to revive deaths during the roaring. However, I think he was setting a different, slightly less important precedent. After all, the last time we obsessed over a line said by a boom, we made Alvin Knight when it was actually foreshadowing Gerson's appearance. Okay, I'm kind of losing my ability to make a coherent video right now, so instead I'll shove a bunch of speculation into this next little bit, finish it off with a narrated plot, and slap on an outro. Sound good? Catty may join us in the Chapter 5 Dark World, likely as an anti-hero figure similar to Birdley's appearance in Chapter 2, although she may also be a party member. We know the festival is a massive event in Hometown, so someone skipping it is unlikely, especially a seemingly plot-relevant character like Catty. This would not only be how she learns about fountains, but also how she learns how to make fountains. I don't think she's as gullible as Birdley, so she might not try to create one right there and then in the Dark World, but she would definitely learn about and be interested by them due to their association with the occult. Due to Jockington's condition worsening in Chapter 4, it would not be impossible for him to finish Gonerification at the end of Chapter 5, especially if it's a longer chapter like 4. Catty would be distressed upon seeing this and may try to make a fountain to bring him back using his hat and glasses as a catalyst, relating to the themes of Deltarune such as escapism in a very literal way. Rather than escaping the death of a close friend through video games or social media, she uses a different fantasy world to try to deny it's happening. This also may or may not cause the roaring due to a different theory I have about Chapter 5. To summarize it, there have only been references to the first 5 chapters in-game and in marketing and progress updates. Chapter 5 has always been planned to release separate from 6 and 7 rather than as a package like 3 and 4. There are only 5 eggs mentioned by the Forgotten Man in Chapter 3, and there are only 5 shadow crystals to collect as mentioned by Sean. Therefore, a big event or shake-up will likely happen at the end of Chapter 5. Whether or not it's the roaring is up in the air, but Catty will likely cause it as a response to Jockington's Gonerification. Now on to the narrative portion. Coming out of the Chapter 5 Dark World, you reconcile with Catty, who is resistant to the idea of it being a dream. She looks round for Jockington, spotting him strangely alone and seemingly cloaked in darkness. He turns around, dropping his hat and glasses as he does, revealing nothing but grey. He has now become grey, and his speech is barely comprehensible. He, for all intents and purposes, has lost himself. Angry and scared, Catty remembers what she learned from the Dark World. Grabbing whatever sharp object is closest, she channels her will into the blade and leaps into the air, stabbing the earth with tears in her eyes. The fountain sits for a moment before others somehow follow its ascension, 2 pillars coming from the bunker and school. The knight appears, alongside 3 titans. Roll credits! Hell, even Birdley has a traumatic backstory with both early Jockington. Fuck. A lot of Carol Knight speculation uses Gerson's revivification. Whatever.